Morning, everybody. Well, today I'm making something I made 4 years ago, hot milk sponge cake. It's a really delicious light cake, but we're doing it differently. We're going to actually add vanilla frosting onto it and garnish it maybe with a few blueberries. Well, we have the whole gang. We've got Misty over here. We have Nala sniffing by the broom.
Misty.
Don't get any ideas, Nala. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a half a cup of milk, and we're going to let the milk cook for a few minutes. You want to boil the milk up. Okay, turn on the stove top. And meanwhile, I'm going to start adding in my dry ingredients. What I want to do now is, this has really went very well many years ago, so I said, well, it's time for me to start adding in some old recipes that we made years ago for my new house. I'm adding in 1 cup of flour. I'm grabbing the sugar. Okay, where's the flour? Oh, here it is. Not awake yet. It's Monday. Monday morning, I'm just never awake. I also have to grab my sifter. It's right here. I have a whole rack where I keep different things. This is my coffee area. I don't want to keep my sifter so I know how to get to it right away. So I want to make sure I know where everything is. I'm adding in a cup of flour. And this is honor also of my family tree that I'm working on. I've been working on a family tree for many years, and I actually got to the point, I got as far back in generations to my great-grandpa, Joann. He's related to me. Born in Hungary. I don't know his wife's name. If I could dig it up later, I'll try to tell you later what her name is. I'm not sure what her name is. Okay, adding in a cup of flour. Working on a family tree is giving me something to do during this horrible pandemic because we can't do anything really. Let me put my sifter over here. This is starting to, okay, we don't want it to burn anything. All right, next thing is I want to add in the baking powder. I'm adding in a teaspoon of baking powder. There we go. Just gotta find where it is. I know I had it here someplace. Here it is, a teaspoon of baking powder. But it's really amazing who you're related to. And he happens to be my great-grandfather. He's actually related to my grandfather, Joann, but I don't know his wife's name. I might have it written down someplace. I just don't know. I'm gonna mix this together, the dry, then I'm gonna do the wet ingredients. It's going to be 3 eggs, and I'm going to add the sugar in here, and also eventually we're going to alternate with the milk. 3 eggs. But when you have nothing to do, a family tree is wonderful to keep you busy. Here we go. Now what I want to do now is I want to cream these eggs. Mix these eggs so it almost looks like lemon. That's all I can describe. I'm going to mix these eggs now. Okay, now, the next thing I'm going to add in is going to be my sugar. 1 cup. This is so easy to make, and it doesn't require a lot of ingredients, folks. Very few ingredients that this is actually requiring. So we don't want to have a chance to burn the milk. Let me hold it. Now I'm going to gradually add in my sugar. Gradually add it in.
Nala.
Alright, now the next thing I want to add is going to be the dry. Get my cake pan over because I got to get this ready to put in. It's going to be the dry, and then the vanilla, and then the milk. Alright, I'm going to start adding in my dry. Now look how beautiful this is coming along, folks. Now the next thing I want to do is grab my vanilla and put in a teaspoon of vanilla. Yeah, this is an honor of my family tree because, sadly, I'm trying to keep myself as busy as I can when I really can't go out much. Here we go. Teaspoon of vanilla. Then we're going to add in the final thing, which is the milk. Okay, one more thing is going to be the milk. It got its name for a reason. 1/2 cup of milk. Now, you could use whole milk. Sometimes, once in a while, you could try buttermilk, but I really recommend just use plain whole milk for this. All right, now we're going to mix this together. So as I said, this is going to be in honor of my great-great-great-grandpa, Joann, and my family tree. I'm going to try to, while this is baking, try to see if I can find out his wife's name. I'm not sure what it is. And she's my great-great-great-grandmother, but I don't know her name. Okay, greased cake pan. We're going to pop this in the oven, and we're going to cook this for a good half an hour until this is done. And then we're going to let it cool up, and then we're going to frost it with vanilla frosting. It's going to be delicious. We made this many years ago, but we're making it a little bit differently today. It's also in my new house. About 25 minutes. Now this is a hot milk sponge cake. We're going to put white frosting on, and this is oh, I want to remind you, you could definitely get this out right now so I don't forget to do this. It goes great with ice cream. Oh, this is an honor. I found her name in Family Tree. I also found somebody else's name that came up today. Her name was great-great-great-grandmother Raquel. She was married to my great-great-great-grandfather Joann. But also I found somebody else. My kid's great-grandmother Ida, who's my father-in-law's mom's birthday was actually yesterday. So this is also in honor of great-grandmother Ida. So we're going to decorate this cake with vanilla frosting. Here we go. It's great served with ice cold glass of milk. It's great served with ice cream. It's a delicious, wonderful cake. And I always recommend use vanilla frosting. I don't want to try to cake the whole cake out. I don't know if it would come out. We don't want to take a chance of damaging it, but we're going to try to cut a small square if I can. A little bit of vanilla frosting on this. It's going to be delicious. It's a wonderful snack, and this is in honor of some wonderful people that were in my life. I do remember my kid's great-grandmother Ida. She died back in the 80s, and I tell you folks, it must be something in the hereditary line. She lived to be over 100 years old. God bless her. A little bit more, and then we'll be wrapping it up today. It's going to be another hot day. It's supposed to be in the 90s today. A little bit more. A little bit more. We're going to get covered all up. We don't want to keep anything bare in here. Then we're going to try to grab a square. There we go. There we go. Have a delicious sponge cake with vanilla frosting on it. It's so delicious, and this is in honor of 3 people. My great-great-great-grandparents, Joann and Raquel, who was born in Hungary, obviously, and my kid's great-grandmother, Ida, who was my father-in-law's mom. From Deborah's Home Country Kitchen, have a great day. Please subscribe to our wonderful YouTube channel.